Welcome to the Enhancement Talents, as we're dropping the bombs on you today. The Dudley Boys, I like that.
Yes, exactly.
Your choice.
When they first came to the WWE, oh my god, and like their feud with Edge and Christian and the Hardys, man, really up until they split them up to do singles, where they were awesome.
Yeah, and who would have thought now, after all this time, that Bully Ray, at least, on a secondary level, is one of the top stars.
Well, I mean,
it is TNA, but
exactly.
Come on.
To me, he's no one I would put a whole lot of stock in. But put him with Devon, and all of a sudden you're talking.
That's true. But anyway,
they had such a great entrance with that pyro.
That's pretty good.
Like when they would come out during SmackDown, I just thought it looked so cool when they had like those circles that they would walk out of.
Yeah,
if you remember what I'm talking about.
That's pretty awesome. Well, if you have any songs that you would like to add as our theme song, we sure would appreciate it. Right here.
We did the clapping for the
last
one. So
yeah, absolutely. By the way, Eric Cordish with 99.5 WKDQ.
I'm the Rod from 106.1 KISS FM, and today we're going to be talking about the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2014.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of people have said, everybody has their opinions on the WWE Hall of Fame and the criteria and all that stuff, mm-hmm. But bottom line is, it is the one place that you would think most people in the industry want to go and end up and be recognized.
There's no place I'd rather go if I were in wrestling. Sure. And I also want to start by saying there's been some bad years, but mm-hmm. this is not one of them, in my opinion.
No, I like the year so far, and as a matter of fact, as we're putting this out, breaking news that just broke today is that they are adding a celebrity to the list, and long overdue for Mr. T.
There were two celebrities on the list that I feel really deserve to be in. Mr. T was one of them. The one I want to go in, there's one celebrity I want to go in more than that, though.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
The one at the top of my list for celebrity-wise would be Lawrence Taylor.
For me, it's Cyndi Lauper.
No, that's a good one, too. I didn't even think about
Cyndi Lauper, I think, played a very big part. Maybe not as big as Mr. T, but a huge part in that rock and wrestling thing.
Yes, she did.
WrestleMania 1, and someone that I genuinely like a lot.
Well, she kind of got that all started. I mean, the huge boom in wrestling. So, yeah, I agree. I'm going to have to throw her in there.
She and her manager were big fans of wrestling. They put Lou Albano as her father in the Girls Just Want to Have Fun video. Correct me if I'm wrong, she took Hulk Hogan as her date to the Grammy Awards one year.
I think that is probably the truth.
She did a lot for wrestling when not a lot of celebrities were, and I feel like she deserves to go in.
Now, a lot of people have criticized the celebrity wing in the past, but obviously there's a deserving spot for some of these.
There's one really big black eye in the celebrity wing, though. I feel one is so much worse than
Carey.
Drew Carey is so unfitting to be in there. Really, just one Royal Rumble appearance for 10 seconds did nothing to help wrestling ever.
No, I agree.
And there are so many better choices to go in than Drew Carey. And I loved how, in like the history of the entire Hall of Fame since it was open to the public, he was the one guy that they booed out of the building.
Yeah.
I mean, Donald Trump got booed, but it was nothing like Drew Carey.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about, first of all, let's talk about the class going in this year.
Okay.
And why you think it's so good.
Okay, the class started off very strong. There are some of those dream ones that you didn't know you'd get to see, like Ultimate Warrior. Mm-hmm. That was big news. Not only was it that, but he's on speaking terms with the company again. There's going to be a DVD. He's working with the company again.
Yeah.
And
it's one of those never say never type deals.
Yeah, that was really, really surprising. I did not think I was ever going to see that. So he's also deserving. Whether you like him or not, he was a weirdo for sure.
I'm a Warrior guy. I was when I was a kid. I know that was kind of before you were into it, but I was into it at WrestleMania 6, and I was cheering the Warrior, not Hogan.
Well, I have seen the Warrior compete, let me tell you. I saw him at Penn State do a speech. It was like pretty much an anti-gay, anti-everything that's not white American speech. It was super weird.
He's definitely a strange bird, that's for sure. But wrestling-wise, for everything that he did in his 2 or 3 huge year run that he had, he deserves to be in for sure. Jake the Snake, another guy that kind of, you didn't never know if he was going to get in, but he cleaned himself up. He's in a good spot right now.
I never expected to see him live this long.
That's true.
And the fact that he's going to be able to accept his induction is kind of beautiful.
Yeah, I think Lita's a great choice as far as divas go. I mean, very innovative. They announced that Paul Bear is going in. Of course, we had talked about that earlier.
Very deserving.
Very deserving. I'm still shocked that he's going in, without the Undertaker. But Undertaker will be in.
Yeah,
you know that.
He's a first
and then of course, Carlos Colon, great promoter in Puerto Rico. I mean, everything that is wrestling in Puerto Rico for sure is Carlos Colon.
The one thing I have a tough time with him is I know he's a legend and I know he's very deserving, but I don't have those Carlos Colon memories that I do with literally everybody else in the Hall this year.
Sure, and I think they've kind of gone around to each one of the territories and kind of paid tribute to the people that they shut down in the past. There's... what was
it, Frank Graham last year or 2 years ago?
Eddie Graham, they've done Eddie Graham, they've done the Sheik, all these people that have been, Jerry Jarrett might be one of the few that they haven't, honestly. So
there's probably reasons for that.
But anyway, so now let's talk about people that are overdue, that deserve to be in, should have been in already. And it's kind of a shame that they aren't going in this year.
There's one big one that everyone always talks about, and I love this story.
Yeah.
The Macho Man Randy Savage is
absolutely.
the big one.
Yeah.
Although I think there's bigger, and I'll get to that. That's the one that everyone talks about. And do you know the reason why he's not in, according to some people?
I mean, there's a lot of rumors. I think...
Oh, I'm even talking about something different. You're talking about why he's exiled.
Why he was exiled. Who even knows that?
That's the one rumor I want confirmed. Please, someone tell me the answer to that.
Yes, if it had something to do with Stephanie McMahon, I don't know.
As a 15-year-old?
Yeah, maybe. But the reason that he's not in now, after his death, is apparently it was his dying wish.
Right.
That he told his brother, Lanny Poffo, the genius, that he would not go in if it didn't also include Lanny and his father, Angelo.
His dying words were, "I do not want to go into the Hall of Fame without my brother and my dad."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whether or not that's true, it's still, you think somebody like Lanny Poffo could put his own pride aside and say, his brother deserves to be inducted. Yeah. Now, he said, go ahead and induct him. I just won't be a part of it. I won't be anywhere around. And I think Vince would be okay with that. Okay, genius, you stay at home.
Well, now that Stephanie's married, he'd probably be just fine with this.
Yeah, so, right. It'll happen eventually.
That will
Warrior happen. Savage will happen. It will all be okay. Lanny Poffo will not happen. Angelo, maybe.
If Coco Beware could be in, the genius could possibly be in.
True. Yeah, no, I can see that. I've got a long list of people.
Can I give you one?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if he's on your list or not. The one that stands out to me the most, almost more than Randy Savage, is Owen Hart.
Okay.
Is he on your list?
He's not on my list, but I don't know. I mean, other than the fact that he has passed away, I don't think we'd be talking about him otherwise yet.
He's not a guy. Well, I mean, they put in Eddie
right.
Few months
and
after
I think Eddie's the same way. Edge, because he's not dead, but
Edge was too soon.
Retired.
Eddie was too soon. If you want
No, I agree.
But they don't really hide behind Owen. You'll see his matches on the 24/7 and the wrestling, the WWE Network, and Brett's tight with the company and stuff like that. To me, there's been plenty of opportunities to put him in, and they don't, and I don't know why. He should be in.
Yeah, and that may be another behind the scenes issue with family members and things like that. So. And that's always going to be a problem. But then there's people that there are no issues with, and you kind of wonder. And putting people in after their death, there's already one this year, so maybe that's why they don't want multiple.
Paul Bear.
Paul Bear. So besides Savage, you've got people that have passed away, like Ravishing Rick Rude.
Yeah, that's strange that he's not in.
The Big Boss Man.
He should be in.
Deserving. Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh, I like Bam Bam.
Deserving. And it really, if you look at that, because it seems like they kind of focus a lot on the WrestleMania era. If you look at WrestleMania 4, which seems to be a huge time, look at that tournament. There's only 3 guys in that tournament that aren't in. Bam Bam's one of them. One Man Gang is one of them. Oh, no, there's 4. Rick Rude and Butch Reed are the guys that aren't in.
I think Bam Bam got screwed at that pay-per-view, if we can go back to WrestleMania 4.
He did.
Wasn't he on the apron when he got counted out?
Yeah, I think so.
That's BS.
Yeah. You're not in the ring. You're not in the ring.
When do you see someone count when they're on the apron? The ref never counts on the apron.
That's true. But so those are my guys. But then, even more so than that, how about the main event of WrestleMania 2? King Kong Bundy. He was in the main event at WrestleMania 2.
Okay.
How has he been overlooked for so long? That's what I want.
King Kong should go in. You're right.
And let's go back even further. What about guys like Lou Thez, who were so important to the business?
Lou Thez should probably be in.
Not there. Tag teams like Demolition, British Bulldogs, all of these guys.
Yeah, good list going here.
And then, yeah, I know. Hey, once I started writing, I started to get a lot. And then, go to the guys that weren't really WWE guys, but meant a lot to the business, like the Freebirds. Surprising that they're not in to me, especially as involved as Michael Hayes is in the company. It seems like that would be an easy one.
The Freebirds, okay,
and
yeah.
now there's only 2 of them left.
They were not my favorite, but I suppose considering some of the people that are in, they should be in.
There's a couple of WWE champions that are Ivan Koloff, which he was kind of a transitional champion, but he was a champion nonetheless in the early days. Stan Stasiak was a very transitional champion. I don't think anybody remembers him. But
then again, like if you factor in that Coco Beware's in, Stan Stasiak probably should be.
Yeah, true.
If Coco Beware's in, Sean Stasiak should be in.
That's true. Oh, Planet Stasiak. Oh. And then, of course, guys that are particularly known for NWA, like the Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express, Jim Cornette, Sting, which
Sting will
that's
happen.
coming.
Yeah.
That's coming, I think.
Let's say it right now. I'm going to say Sting, Taker, WrestleMania 31.
Could be. I don't want to see it, though.
I do. You don't want to see that?
I don't know that I want to see it because I don't want to see Sting come in, for first time ever in the WWE and lose.
No, but let's say he's got a program going. Let's say he starts April 7th after WrestleMania,
which I think
30.
he does. I think he does. I think that's where we'll see Sting.
So let's say he's got a year under his belt. It's not going to be like a historic run probably, but he'll probably have a year.
Could it be the retirement match for both of them next year?
Yeah, there's a lot you can do with that.
That could be huge.
I think it will definitely be Sting's retirement match. But you don't want to see that match. I do.
I don't know. I just don't want to see it at WrestleMania.
I think when it happens, I think when it starts to happen, you get excited for it.
Maybe I'll want to see it.
That's good. Sting versus like any WWF guy is exciting to me.
Okay, I'll put it this way: if they wrestle each other next year, and it's both of their retirement matches, and they both go in the Hall of Fame next year, huge.
You don't want to see Undertaker go in next year. You want these people. I want these guys to breathe a little bit before they go. Edge went in way too early. Yeah. Eddie Guerrero went in way too early.
But Taker's one of those guys that he could go in.
He is a ballot one guy. Like he's like the Babe Ruth. It's like he's definitely in. He's going in, but let's make sure his career is over and. Give me at least 5 years since their last match. I think should be a good rule of thumb. With like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you need 25 years since that first album.
All right.
Give me some time before, because if we didn't see Edge,
Taker put out the Mean Mark Callis album well over 25 years ago.
Okay,
let's put it that way. Okay.
Well, I want at least 5 years since their last album.
Okay, I got you. No problem. All right. Well, anybody else that we haven't mentioned that you can think of?
No, but if the people watching have any, we'll definitely mention them for you. Who is a Hall of Famer that is completely overlooked so far?
CM Punk? No.
It's
too soon.
5 years, Eric. 5 years. You can see our emails are right there. The Rob at 1061evansville.com.
And Eric at WKDQ.com. You can tweet us too. We are the Enhancement Talents, dropping the bombshell on you for another week. We'll see you later.